I'm sure you're well aware of this aspect. The thing that economists are most worried about is that yung tinatawag na pass-through costs ay hindi pa natin nararamdaman because the war has been going on for a month, but the imports have already arrived, they have already reached here. For example, with fertilizer, with urea. Right? So most of the economists that I've spoken to say the full brunt, the full effects of this war in Iran and Middle East, we'll probably only feel sometime around June, May or June, and especially as well because peak harvest season ngayon, right? What would you say to that?
That's correct. Actually ngayon, peak harvest season ng palay na mais. So wala tayong problema pagdating sa palay and bigas. Sa gulay ay ano ngayon, summer season, maganda rin yung harvest natin for both lowland and upland. Pati nga nabanggit ko kanina for our livestock produce. Uh, Merong kung titingnan natin yung projections natin yung susunod na wet cropping season, yung next cropping calendar natin na maapektuhan. Kasi ngayon wala pa tayong issue sa fertilizer, but pagdating ng sunod na anihan, makakaapekto yung presyo ng fertilizer kasi it's either yung ating mga magsasaka magbawas ng kanilang gagamitin dahil mahal ang cost ng fertilizer, or kung i-maintain nila yung level ng usage nila, tataas naman yung kanilang gastusin. On the global front, ang maapektuhan ng gusto yung India dahil karamihan ng kanila talagang urea and fertilizer ay galing ng Middle East. So kung patuloy na masasara yung Strait of Hormuz, India being the largest producer ng rice, exporter ng rice, maapektuhan yung global market, and definitely it will have an impact doon sa kabuuan ng bigas na tinitrade sa buong mundo. So isa yan, and pwede itong maramdaman during the third, fourth quarter of this year. Kaya si Secretary, during doon sa mga meetings, talagang nagbigay na siya ng mga instructions na talagang palakasin yung ating lokal na production, and at the same time, if we need to ensure yung supply natin for rice, at tuloy-tuloy yung pagpasok dapat ng import. Yun din yung isang importante, lalo ngayon. Kasi yung rice naman natin nanggagaling mostly Southeast Asia, 80% sa Vietnam, of course, Cambodia, Laos, and Myanmar. At konting bahagi lang naman yung nanggagaling ng Pakistan sa India. But again, definitely on the global front, there might be an impact. So yun lang. As of the first quarter, more than 900,000 metric tons na yung pumasok na bigas sa ating bansa. At importante na magtuloy-tuloy din ito sa supplement doon sa local production natin.
You said the supply of fertilizer is still fine at this point. Some of the economists we've spoken to have said parang may mga shortages na for example, sa Mindanao, sa may mga areas sa Mindanao. And if not shortage, if not supply disruption, mataas naman daw, masyadong mahal at this point. Are you able to monitor the price and supply of urea, of fertilizer nationwide?
Yeah. Similar sa fuel kasi ito ay fuel-based, ammonia-based itong fertilizer. Pag tumaas yung presyo ng fuel, nakakaroon ng immediate impact sa presyo ng fertilizer. At nakikita actually natin na nagtataas na yung presyo ng fertilizers for urea, for complete, Amosol, MOP. Lahat ito nakikita na natin na magtataas. At kaya yung talagang ating hakbangin ngayon sa DA ay magkaroon ng karapatang supply. Una yun, maghanap ng supply. Importante na meron nun at ma-ensure na pamamahagi ito kasi ang critical talaga yung susunod natin na cropping season.
Correct.
And meron pa naman tayong enough supply, but eventually ang problema yung presyo. At doon gagawin ng DA yung hakbangin para magkaroon ng sapat na fertilizer yung ating mga magsasaka na gagamitin. Kasi after nung cropping season natin ng May hanggang September. Susunod naman yung dry cropping season ulit pagdating ng October, November. This year pa rin yun. So hopefully by that time, ay medyo okay na yung fertilizer prices. Pero kung hindi pa rin, definitely
Yeah.
magka-impact pa rin yan.
Yeah, Asek, sorry. Just very quickly, we're running out of time. But how are you planning to ensure the continued supply? Because yun nga yung question at this point. If the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, right, and if the prices are more than 50% up na pre-war compared to pre-war prices, and I know you have a limited budget, so how are we going to ensure continued supply of fertilizer? May alternative sources ba?
Aside from diversifying our sources, kasi ngayon karamihan galing China, Indonesia, and other countries, the Secretary is already in talks with other countries, Russia, Belarus, para doon sa source natin ng mga synthetic fertilizer. Ito nga yung mga fuel ammonia-based. We are also looking doon sa ibang alternatives natin, kagaya ng mga biofertilizer, soil ameliorants, na can replace up to 50% or more ng mga urea and other synthetic fertilizer requirements natin. At nagkaroon na actually, ngayon yung ating quick response fund will be used to buy this biofertilizer to augment yung o kaya to replace yung ating pangangailangan for inorganic and synthetic fertilizers.
I see. And biofertilizers, there's domestic production of it, di ba? We can source locally?
Yeah, both local and imported. Yeah, we can easily source itong mga biofertilizer at marami rin production sa atin dito locally.